Hello and welcome back to Exit Corners. Today we're going to be playing chapter 26 called Slash. So, really bad things are happening all around. Beth died. Sean presumably died. Every corner has been kind of specified to try and make a certain person in the game kill themselves, right? We've prevented that each time, kind of. And what we have just figured out is that Beth's death doesn't seem like it was an accident. There is an imposter among us. And we're gonna try and figure out who, I think we're gonna try and figure out who it was. Like, whoever did it knows the secrets of this hotel. And like, it's hard to know who would have done it because, like, I don't think it would have been Ray. Ray was in bed, dying of blood loss. I don't think he would have done it. I don't think he has a motive. Liza was with me. Ether was in the area. And I'm very suspicious of Ether, but I don't know if I'm being harsh with her. Sean and Tiana are both new. I don't have a lot of trust for either of them anymore, really. Although maybe if they had have done it, they wouldn't have been as harsh with their words. They would have been a bit more careful with what they were saying, so it probably wasn't them. But something what we have to consider is, like, mind control shit stuff is happening right now. Shit stuff. And anyone could have done it without meaning to do it. Or, something like that. There's clairvoyance for Ether where things is popping into her head. That's what's happening to us. That's what we're doing to Ink, right? Is we're basically popping things into his head. So, like, has she just had this happening all of her life? Like, what is the deal here? It's not an experiment, it's not entertainment, it's more pedestrian than that, is what the voice said. What is more pedestrian? Like, what? I don't know. And he said the important thing is the meta game, or just the meta something. I can't remember exactly what. What does that mean? Unless it's not entertainment, it's not an experiment. Unless we are in a video game. Maybe this is just a game. Like, Exit Corners is a game in the game, but, like, maybe all along we are just playing the game. I don't know. Let's see what the recap reminds us of. Liza's our best buddy now. Liza and Ray are my two besties. I don't like the idea of what Slash could be, though. Previously on Exit Corners, Sean's gone. That makes 2 contestants that Exit Corners has claimed. So much happened so quickly. I'll try my best to recap. You got this, Ink. We were stuck in that sewer, and one of us had to sacrifice themselves so the others could escape. You remember that, right? Is he talking to us as in the voice? Sent had left a clue for us somewhere in that room. I was hesitant to look for it at first, but some of the other contestants were searching for it. For some reason, during our search, I passed out again. That's when I got to talk to them again. That voice. Okay, no, so they're not talking to the voice. Or Ink isn't talking to the voice right now. They told me a bit about themselves and about the 4 Elements Hotel as well. They had some connection to the owner of the hotel. The real hotel, that is. Not whatever this is. Shortly after waking back up, we found the clue. It was a Braille message. As you might have guessed, it was addressed to Liza. I couldn't read the thing, but apparently it said Liza would lose her sight if she left the 4 elements. It drove Liza into a defiant rage. She instantly decided that she'd be the one to stay behind to free the others. We tried talking her out of it, even though that meant one of us had to stay behind instead, but none of us could get through to her. None of us except Sean. He offered to take her place. She accepted and... well, that's that. I don't really want to talk about it any more than I have to. It wasn't just her that accepted though, it was everybody. Like, and as shitty as it all is, that's only the second most important thing to happen in the last half hour. You see, one of the things that voice told me is that some of the doors in this hotel were unlockable from the outside. Not all of them, but using this info, I was able to break into the washroom near where Beth was killed. Inside was the weapon used to murder Beth, an ordinary painting, ripped right off the wall outside. Oh! Remember how I was going on and on about how there seemed to be a square on the wall? Like, it looked like there'd been something there before. That's where the painting came from. So, whoever did it, right, they came from the outside of the room, they grabbed the painting before they even went in and whacked her in the back of the head with it. It could have been Ether, it could have been, I don't know. Ergo, Scent, who doesn't have a physical body, could not have killed her. Meaning that someone else killed her. One of us contestants. I've never been one to dwell on the possibility of an afterlife, but I hope such thing exists, and I hope Beth is watching us. Because I'm gonna find out who killed her. Yeah, let's solve this shit. It was you, wasn't it? Right, we're back in the game. Are you sure? There it is! The painting gap. Is it not possible that this is still Scent's fault somehow? Deflecting the goddamn blame. Unless it is Scent's fault. I almost called Scent Seth. Putting aside the fact that Scent can't physically interact with us without using electronics, this is unlike anything Scent's ever done. He didn't make a big show of it. He didn't even tell us she'd been killed. And then he doesn't even mention it? Well, then could it have been someone else entirely? An eighth person? I mean, it could have. We don't know if there's anyone else here, but also... Ether! I hesitate to use the word impossible, but I find it highly unlikely that someone's been hiding from us this whole time. There's no evidence to support it. It had to have been one of us. I understand, but I don't want to believe that one of us is capable of murder. The time for wishful thinking is over. We have to look at the facts. Being suspicious of Beth from the start, but I'd never have suspected this. Yeah, that was quite the find. It does beg the question though. How did you unlock the door, Ink? Oh, we have totally put a target on ourselves. Also, why would we have done it? Well, I can't very well admit that a voice in my head told me. What's an easy cover-up? Scent told me. Oh, good. Fast thinking. He's spoken to me privately a number of times, and it turns out he dropped a few hints in there. I only pieced everything together a few moments ago. I see. Liza, who hadn't spoke a word since leaving her corner, suddenly perked up. Aside from a pair of bloodshot eyes, her bearing was back to normal. I guess all of this talk about murder jolted her out of her melancholy. Same as me, kinda. It's awful, but convenient. I mean, what could perk anyone up more than a good old murder? It's relatable. Some of us 5 contestants... So one of us 5 contestants is a murderer then? Not quite. From where I'm sitting, it could only have been one of 4 people. Oh, so you're including everyone but yourself? And you, but we replace you with Sean, right? No, I'm including everyone except for me and you. You and I were in the stone hallway when Beth was murdered. We're the only two contestants with someone to vouch for them. That leaves Aoife, Ray, Tiana, and Sean, technically. As far as I'm concerned, Liza, you and I are the only people who are free of suspicion. That's easy for you to say. Who's to say the two of you didn't conspire on this together? You've got to keep in mind that Ink was the one to find the murder weapon. If he wanted to keep us from finding out, why would he have brought it up in the first place? Yes. Unless this is all part of some crazy gambit, which I find highly unlikely. Whatever. You're all far too trusting for your own good. I want to go over what I think happened, but first, how about we head over to the next room? If this ring follows the same pattern as all the others, it ought to be a bar of some kind. This could take a while, so we should probably have a seat. We don't have much time though, my dude. Although we only have one corner left to go, so... Holy shit, we only have one corner left to go. Yeah, but then is there gonna be like some sort of finale? Sure. Also, whose corner? Is it gonna be Ink's corner? Is it gonna be Aoife's corner? I'm so curious. I think it's gonna be Ink's corner. Wordlessly, the contestants began to make their way through the door. Ink. So what's the plan? This is usually the part of the story where the detective rounds everyone up, goes over the facts, and names the culprit. But I'm no detective. Not really. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, we should probably start by laying everything out like you said. We might be able to piece something together. Yeah, I guess that's our best call. I know you're innocent, so I'm counting on you to help me out, okay? It's not like I've got a choice. I appreciate it. Let's go then. I'm just thinking back to like, remember the ink? It was different colours. That chapter was called Blue Ink, right? So we're in the blue, oh no, are we in the blue wing right now? So I'm like, is blue gonna be Ink's corner? Because green was Beth's. She was wearing green and it was because of the garden. Red was Ray's. I don't know why Ray's was red. Blood? I don't think he's wearing red. I mean, his name starts with R and has 3 letters. It's got basically 2 of the same letters in it. Black was... if I haven't got blue and black muddled up, black was Liza's. And that would make sense because, like, she can't see. So, like, you know, if you close your eyes, everything goes black. Then blue would be ours. I don't know what blue would have to do with ether. Okay. Ink made his way into the next room. Just as he'd suspected, it was a tightly packed bar. Quiet, save for idle footsteps and the dull groan of the monitor. Well, we've never seen it from this angle before, I don't think, have we? The other contestants were pacing about the room. Hey! There's, a puzzle on the monitor. A puzzle, you say? Nah. Now's not the time for that! That's so funny. The music starting up and then just like absolutely getting cut off by Ink. I like it. Oh yeah, Ray is wearing red. Oh, but Ether's wearing blue. Trying to now remember what Liza's wearing. We're not going anywhere until we figure out who killed Beth. Oh, we are. That's our scarf, isn't it? We also had a blue scarf. We're not going anywhere until we figure out who killed Beth. That was so funny. I like that. And what if we can't figure it out? We're just gonna give up on escaping? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. First, let's get all our facts straight. Yeah, she has a black top on there. Right, where was everyone when Beth was killed? Maybe it's too obvious that it would be Ether, you know? I was solving a puzzle in the Black Wing with Sean. Right, he'd mentioned. Were you and Sean ever separated during that time? Not that I remember. How convenient that Sean's no longer around to corroborate your story. Ether! Oh. Whoa, did Ether just get accusatory? She's getting defensive. It's her. It's gonna be her. It's not gonna be, is it? Y'all want to talk considering your alibi is the weakest. Finger pointing can wait until we've laid everything out. Yeah, get him told, Liza. You're up next, Ether. Where were you when Beth was killed? I was searching the other rooms in the same hallway. I started with the doors on the left, got to the end of the hallway, and looped back round on the right until I entered the room with Beth's body. Do you know what, right? It doesn't even add up because she didn't she say she was in the final room on the left when the earthquake happened? Beth would 100% already have found the monitor by then and would have like come out looking for her. But she was already dead by then, probably. That's about 10 or so rooms. Obviously you had to come back out into the hallway after searching each one. And yet you didn't see or hear anything suspicious that whole time? Nothing. Not until I saw the body anyway. Oh, there was that earthquake when I entered the final door on the left side, but everyone must have felt that. See, she also keeps forgetting about the earthquake. Like, because the murder is bigger to her than the earthquake was. If she hadn't killed someone, right, then the earthquake would have been at the forefront of her mind. In fact, you would think as soon as it happened, you would have run out and gone and met Beth and been like, are you alright? Because that's what I would have done. Yeah. That earthquake was Ink's fault, by the way. Gee, thanks. That leaves me, I guess. Sure does. Where were you again? I was lying down in one of the other rooms in that same hallway. I was the first one on the left, actually. Was trying to rest a bit. Beth had suggested it. Thanks. So if I'm interpreting things correctly, the killer entered the hallway, ripped the painting off the wall, went into the hotel room, and killed Beth with a single blow to the back of the head. Then they must have opened the locked door with the same trick that Ink used. They tossed the painting in there thinking no one would find it. Not that there was really anywhere else to hide it. What's more is that they'd have had to do that. They'd have had to have, oh my god, they'd have had to have done that without being spotted by Ether, who was constantly going in and out of the hallway. Wouldn't that have taken some crazy good timing? Not necessarily. What do you mean? If Ether had done it, she wouldn't have had to time anything. Yeah, Ray! Wavelength, baby! She'd have had plenty of time. Oh my god, the music! What's happened to her? She'd have had plenty of time to kill Beth without worrying about anyone noticing. Ray! Cut the stammering. I always thought you were suspicious. You really think it was her? After all we've been through? Don't let personal bias cloud your judgment. We've known her for less than a day. And you think she did it solely because she had the best opportunity? That's part of it, sure. But there's an even bigger reason I suspect Ether. Ooh, go on. She never mentioned the missing painting. The murder weapon? What about it? Yeah, what gives? I noticed the missing painting myself. We probably all did, but it didn't seems strange enough to comment on. This hotel's got smoke-filled bars and rooms with huge cracks in the walls. I didn't think a missing painting was that out of place. True, but you've got to remember that there were 2 people who had seen the painting on the wall before it had been ripped off. Beth, herself, and Aoife. So why didn't you mention that the painting was missing when you were going over Beth's murder? Yeah, go Ray. Honestly, I didn't notice. It's not like I spent a lot of time looking at the thing. Heck, I didn't even notice it had a glass cover until after Ink found it in the washroom. That's a weak excuse and you know it. That's a weird that was a weird defense, don't you think? Like, I didn't even notice it had a glass cover. What's that supposed to mean? My brain didn't even register that it was missing until Ink found it again. I can be a little scatterbrained sometimes, but I'm not a murderer. Oh no, she's not a murderer, is she? We're just meant to think that. Ugh. Was it an honest mistake, or was it really her? Besides, wouldn't you have seen the painting too? You were also in the hallway before the painting had been torn off. I had been in the hallway before, sure, but only while I was having one of those bleeding attacks. I wasn't exactly able to take in my surroundings. Yeah, I remember that. Beth guided you into that hall and then presumably into one of the hotel rooms. Exactly. So the only person who might have noticed the picture was missing is Aoife. It's not evidence to be like, yes, it was definitely her based on that. Like, it's not good enough, but it's something. That is pretty fishy. Also, for what it's worth, I don't think Tiana would do something like this. Unlike Aoife, I know Tiana pretty well. She ain't a good person, but I don't think she'd kill someone. She was pretty ready for someone to get killed in that other room, Ray. That leaves Aoife as the only possibility. What do you have to say about that, Aoife? I can understand why Ray thinks I did it, and I think it's mature of him to look past his grievances with Tiana and decry her innocence. Which is too bad, because I know Tiana's lying. What? You said that you and Sean never split up, but I'm not buying it. Like I said before, he's no longer around to back you up. When we asked him, he said you were solving the puzzle together. Not that you never split up. You were the one who added that bit. I'm sure it would have been easy to excuse yourself for a moment. Yeah, but it would take longer than a moment to do that. Oh, the music. You're pulling at straws. Even if I did split up from Sean, which I didn't, by the way, that means I'd only have had, 3 or 4 minutes to run over to the Blue Wing and murder someone? It doesn't make sense. Hypothetically, if Sean and I had been separated for more than a few minutes, he certainly would have mentioned it. Am I wrong? While it's true that you'd only have a few minutes to carry out the murder, that's exactly why I think it was you. Huh? What are you getting at? This ought to be rich. The weapon was hidden by someone who was in a hurry. Even if the weapon was hidden by someone who knew the trick about the locks, it was still hidden right next to the body itself. If I, or even Ray, were responsible, we'd have had the time to hide the weapon in a more secure location. Such as one of the other washrooms in that hall, or somewhere in the study. Anywhere else, really. Aww. Yeah, that just seems totally unnecessary. It was still behind a locked door. Maybe they thought it'd be fine. It's still just one measly mechanical lock. Don't forget we have someone here who can pick locks. What's more was that there was zero attempt to clean up the crime scene in any way. I think it's a clear sign that the culprit was short on time. Or you set it up that way on purpose. You're delusional. This is all just conjecture based on the assumption that Sean and I split up at some point. But we didn't. You say that, but I've got a strong hunch that the two of you split up briefly. Is this a clairvoyance? Oh no. Maybe it was Sean then. A hunch? That's it? This is a joke. You know what I'm talking about, right, Ink? Oh, don't bring me into this. She's obviously referring to her clairvoyance, but can that power of hers be trusted? Can she be trusted? No. Besides, she and Sean both appeared later than the rest of us. Don't tell me that's not super suspicious. What, just because they weren't in the game? Oh no, Ether, you are not doing a good job at convincing me here. Are you seriously gonna believe a mere hunching? I haven't decided yet. Why are they just aiming it at me? Ray's here as well. Oh, because Ray is on Tiana's side. If you... Oh, and Liza though as well. They're trying to convince Liza. If you let her pull the wool over your eyes, things aren't going to end well for any of us. I take it you think Eva's the culprit? Oh, no. She may have a few screws loose, but she's too weak to have killed anyone, both physically and mentally. Do you think it was Ray? Besides... Oh! I know for a fact that Ray was the one to murder Beth. I feel like we're playing Among Us. This is so good. Okay. The fuck? You're gonna up and accuse me after I vouched for you? Happily. Like you said, we've known each other for a long time. I know full well what you're capable of. What makes you think Ray did it? First of all, he was in a great... This is so funny. This is good. He was in a great position to run into Beth's room and kill her. He claims he was resting, but nobody knows what he was really up to in that room. He could easily have been listening through the door, waiting for Aoife to leave the hall so that he could make his move. Right, I don't buy this because, right, how can she say that Aoife is too weak? Like, even physically, but then she thinks that Ray could have gotten the painting off the wall with one arm, gone into the room, which even that is a lot, right? If you've already got your hand full, you are then carrying a painting into it. You'd have to put it down to open the door, to then go in, hit Beth with it, put it down again so that he could open this other door, pick it up, throw it in, lock this other door again, without being noticed by Ether. I don't buy it. Like, he'll be weak from his arm being chopped off in the first place, and then also just that all seemed very hard. And in my head, Ray's just leaving a trail of blood everywhere he goes, and there was no blood anywhere. So yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it. He could... Right. He claims he was resting, but nobody knows what he was really up to in that room. He could easily have been listening through the door, waiting for Ether to leave the hall so that he could make his move. His room, the room where Beth was found, and the painting were all relatively close to one another. It'd have been no problem, even for someone with a missing arm. You seriously think I'd kill Beth after she saved my life? Yeah, and Tiana hasn't been here for the rest of it, like... Oh, I have no idea why you did it. But you've killed before. Oh, you'd have it in you to do it again. Who's he killed? Wait, what? Not people. Not on purpose. Oh, don't tell me he's an animal killer. What then? What did you do, Ray? Oh no. He'll never tell you, but I will. Tiana, don't Don't make me hate Ray. Tiana paused, casting a forlorn gaze in Ray's direction. I'm not letting you walk twice. She turned back to Ink and continued, seemingly unperturbed. I'm not sure what he told you about his past, Ink, but I'm sure he was happy to admit his arson streak. Arson? For real? It's the reason we broke up. The real reason. Ray was looking to approach a committee called the Bellbridge University Sponsorship Council to fund an algorithm he was working on. RN, an advanced search algorithm or something along those lines. That's the one. But Ray was hesitant to part with his precious algorithm. The council was run by a handful of professors, and he didn't want to share RN with just anyone. So he did some digging. Could he trust these people? They were garbage, nearly all of them. Extortion, bigotry, embezzlement. It made me sick. Isn't one of them... Oh god. Isn't one of them Liza's dad? Yeah, but instead of reporting them to the police like a normal person, you had to go all vigilante and burn their fucking property down. Was it some warped sense of justice? Or did you just want to bring successful people down to your level? Is this true, Ray? What Tiana's saying? Yes. I torched 3 buildings, almost full. 2 of them were their homes. One was that bookstore you liked. That was you? The owner took advantage of a few of his students. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh no. Jeez. I had no idea he was even on that council. My father was on that council too. Were you the... Yeah, that was me. I was in the house that night. I could have died. I didn't think. I didn't know. I figured if anyone was inside, they'd be able to make it out without any issues. It was a big house, tons of windows. Oh, but she's blind though. I was blind. I didn't know that, obviously. If someone hadn't tipped off our security, we wouldn't have had the extra personnel to chase you off. You could have killed me. I'm sorry, it was a mistake. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to drive those people out of the council to give them enough other stuff to deal with that they'd drop out. Bullshit! You said you wanted to cure them of their materialism. How sick in the head do you have to be to say something like that? Hold on a sec. He told you about this arson spree? No, but he was spending a few nights out suspiciously late, so I decided to do a little digging of my own. I thought he'd been cheating on me. I never would have imagined the truth to be so much worse. As if destroying someone's home wasn't rotten enough, he was even heartless enough to kill. So it's true then, you ended up killing someone? It ain't like that. I always made sure no one would get hurt, but... Pets weren't part of that equation. Oh. It was after his 3rd fire that I was able to piece everything together. Come on, Ray, I literally have your back through all of this. Why do you have to be a dick like that? The years we'd spent together no longer mattered. I knew I had to make him pay for what he'd done. But for all your posturing, you didn't go to the cops either. You did the pettiest thing possible and took RN from me. I may not have gone to the police, but I did have the foresight to tip off the Thatcher residence and prevent any more damage. But, like, why didn't you go to the police? Prison wasn't good enough. I wanted him to feel the loss he inflicted upon those men and women. I wanted him to feel as betrayed as I did. Tiana though, but by doing that, you are taking justice into your own hands, the way that he took justice into his own hands, you know? go to the fucking police. Oh, and that's why he couldn't prove that RN was his. You'd have just ratted him out to the police if he'd spoken out against you. And vice versa, he'd have spilled the beans about your plagiarism if you later approached the police. You had knives at each other's throats. I'd never have imagined any of this. You'd both seemed so normal, I guess. Did they though? This is what happens when you deal with Ray. He's a sociopath who brings out the worst in people. You can't just blame him for that. Although I am cancelling Ray. No one else here could kill someone and act so normal afterward. If this doesn't convince you that Ray is responsible for Beth's death, I don't know what will. He seems remorseful. This is not telling me that it was him that killed Beth. I'm not the man I was all those years ago. Beth was a good person. I didn't kill her. He's got a moral code, right? No matter whether I agree with it or not. Fuck you, Ray, killing, burning animals alive, you fucking wanker. But, I don't think it was him that killed Beth. Then who did? Oh, shite, sorry. I stand by what I said. It had to have been Ether. Leave me out of this! I'm telling you, it was Tiana! I go over Ray's irrational crime history and you still don't believe me? Ah! Everyone, just shut up for a second. I can't concentrate with everyone yelling at me. Yes, of course. So everyone's given their side of the story. But who did it? Who do I believe? Ink, can we step outside for a moment? What about the others? We aren't gonna kill each other while you're off talking in the corner, if that's what you were worried about. A little bit, actually, yes. Fine, I don't know how long we'll be, so you might as well get comfy. I'd rather not. With that, Tiana retreated to the corner of the room, putting her back to the far wall. So what do you think? I don't think there are significant enough holes in any of their stories to name a culprit. None that I've noticed, anyway. No, you're right. I don't think we've got an airtight case against any of them. Do you have any outstanding thoughts on any of the three specifically? Tiana strikes me as the most enigmatic of the three. Enigmatic? Don't know what that means. I was starting to like her, but I ultimately don't know very much about her. Everything she said sounded sensible, but I don't know. Something about her still doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, I also agree that something's not quite right. She can easily blame the shit that she's done wrong on Ray when, like, she ain't perfect. She was so quick to eliminate herself from the, like, potential of dying in the previous room. What's weird to me is that she thinks Ray is the culprit and not Ether. If you look at the facts, Ether is definitely the most suspicious of the three. But rather than hard facts, Tiana's accusation is based on character. Yeah, and right, she was like, it would be easy to do it with one arm. Like, actually hold the phone. No, it wouldn't be at all. Do you think she's blinded by revenge? Yeah, maybe. I'll ignore that comment for now. Oh shit! Sorry, Liza! I didn't even hear it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Why don't we just go and now, like, stay behind in the room and just bury our head for a little bit. Oh god. I want to bury myself. Anyway, when there aren't enough facts to go off of, I don't think it's unreasonable to accuse someone based on past experiences. Maybe. Evidence is still king, though. Man, I still can't believe Ray burned down Bellbridge books. You think that's bad? I just learned that Ray nearly killed me a few years ago. I thought I trusted him, but I'm not so sure anymore. Why would he want to kill Beth, though? It doesn't make any sense. Why would any of them want to kill Beth? There's no motives. I don't think motive is something we'll be able to figure out right now. We'll have to focus on means and opportunity instead, which just lines up with Ether. Speaking of which, I know, Ether had the best opportunity. She had the biggest window to carry out the crime. Like, the thing is, like, you gotta, right. Me and Liza both had separate arrangements with Scent, where we had our little secret talks with them and stuff. And there is every possibility that the other contestants also have that we don't know about it. So, like, we don't know what else is going on, what other secrets there are that are floating around and stuff like that. Also, it just makes me wonder, like, did Beth plan it herself somehow? Because I need to read her letter. Like, she gave us this letter. I don't know. Right. I really don't want it to be her. Me neither. If it wasn't Ether, the culprit would have had to be really quick or really lucky to sneak into Beth's room undetected. Well, maybe they had some help. If the murderer somehow knew that the earthquake was coming, they could have planned around it. That's a big if. Is it? The earthquake staggered us, but we didn't even fall down, you know? If someone had known it was gonna happen, I bet they could have moved between rooms while it was going off. Ether said she fell when it happened. I feel like she's exaggerating. Even if it is true, how do we prove that someone knew about the earthquake? I don't know, okay? I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to look at this from every angle, cover every possibility. Chill, I'm not trying to attack your theories. Specifically, playing devil's advocate helps me think through things. I'm aware that I can't afford to dismiss everything. There's too much online. Or on the line? Yeah, you mean on the line? Listen, it's been a long day. He sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose as if it would suddenly spur him awake. It did not. So what else have you got? Is there anything else you think I'm overlooking? There's one thing, yeah. I hate to bring this up, but we can't leave Sean out of the equation. It could have been him too. The thing with that is, Tiana would have then said that they had split up, you know? I know. At the same time, even if it was him, there's not much we can do about it. Yeah, but we would need to know, and then we can let it go and stop doing this. Because ultimately we have stopped doing the puzzles so that we can figure this out. So what are you talking about, Ink? He'd have the same alibi as Tiana. Plus, he went and sacrificed himself shortly after. That could have been guilt. Is it just me, or did Beth seem a little suspicious of him? Sean, that is. I think you're imagining things. Though, I think she knew someone was going to come after her. Ink reached into his jacket pocket and ran his fingers across Beth's letter. If only to make sure it was still there. Why would someone go after her, and why would she know they were going to come after her? Did she know maybe she had something on someone? Oh, I don't know. She figured out someone was a mole? At the very least, she suspected it. Then why didn't she say anything about it? I don't know. But I trust Beth. If she knew something, I bet there was a good reason for not sharing it with us. I hope you're right. The room quietened down as the contestants chewed on their thoughts. We've gone over so many details, but I don't feel like we've made any actual progress toward finding the killer. Why does it feel like we're going in circles? And why is my heart beating so quickly? Oh no. Ugh, I'm never going to solve it at this rate. Let's not start bleeding. So, I never asked. Now that we've gone over everything, do you think you know who it was? Uh-oh. I mean... Right, let's just go over them one more time. Ether had all the opportunity, no motive that we know of, but was very quick to blame. Well, she was very quick to dismiss, actually, at first, then very quick to blame. And she is unlikely, because she is the quiet, meek, like, wouldn't say boo to a goose one, right? Ray, bad past, but has a moral code. I don't think it was him. Tiana, not much opportunity. And if she was trying to defend herself, I feel like she would be going after Ether rather than Ray. Because... I don't know, actually. She is stone cold enough to do it. She is a shit person, I also believe. Easy to blame things on other people. I don't see why she would have done it. She is a possibility. We don't have Sean's word. Right, so Ether or Tiana, I think, are my two. Because we don't know that they didn't split up. Unless it was Tiana and Sean. And they... They, like, had their own mission when they came in here, you know? Like... Because Ether did say these guys have come in later than us, and I just immediately dismissed it because I'm like, that could have been any of us, but they could have their own objective that we didn't know about. Same as anyone could have their own objective. I'm going with Ether because that was my gut. Well aware that we don't have enough information to actually know who done it. The thing is, right? Sean knew that we were in the Four Elements Hotel, so he had time to look it up. So he might have had some outside information. So he maybe could have known about the locks, but that doesn't seem like something that would be very public. No. I'm going Ether. It's my gut. It was Ether. That's what I think, anyway. Hey, that's me! Nobody asked you. Be quiet. Shaking his head in an attempt to drive me out, Ink refocused on the on the person in front of him. Oh, wait. Is all of this white narration us? Or the voice? Oh, it is. No. Sorry. I don't know who did it. I can't even narrow it down to two people. Are they working for Scent? Is Scent working for them? I have no idea. I'm at a loss for what to do. We just don't have enough evidence. What I think we need to do is finish the game. That's never stopped you before, though. You didn't have any concrete evidence when you first discovered that Scent was speaking to us in real time. Yeah, but that wasn't real detective work, just a cheeky trick. Are we gonna trick him? Who's to say you couldn't do something like that again? Aside from possibly the culprit themselves, you know more about exit corners than anyone else here. Maybe you can leverage that knowledge and trick the murderer into revealing something. I like that a lot. Knowing more than anyone else is hardly an accomplishment. I mean, look at all the good it's done us. We've done some good things. We've We tricked Scent. We found that it was a murder. All I've ever done is delay the inevitable. Face it, Liza. I'm useless. Now is not the time for a crisis of confidence. Oh, don't give me that crap. I may not like you, but I know you can do this. She grabbed him by the collar and stuck her face not an inch away from his own. You've got nearly 24 hours worth of events to rummage through. You've got your Gemini. You've got me. Stop being so mopey. I'm not letting you just give up. It was a strangely invigorating gesture. It was as if she were lending him some of her grit. Now I'm just trying to... Maybe this is some sort of AI story, like, robot that just procedurally generates stories. Right, you're right. She finally let him go when she could see his panic dissipate. Like, yeah, it's the third person narration. Yeah, okay. I did notice that there was 2 different types of narration before, like the white one and the blue one is him thinking. All I need is one thing, one good lead, that's it. His brain running on fumes, Ink closed his eyes and reached through his memory. He had to try. He thought back on his time in the 4 elements, on the 5 original contestants, the 2 new ones, and the cybernetic mastermind behind it all. He thought back on the puzzles, on the trials and traps that stood in his way, and the negative space required to overcome them. He thought back on his Gemini, on the messages Sean sent him, and the ones Scent sent him. Scent. I thought the same thing. Oh, wait a sec. Oh no. Have you figured something out? Ink fumbled for his Gemini, nearly dropping it in the process. He scrolled through his message history until he found what he was looking for. It was as he'd remembered, the tiniest of hints, but a hint nonetheless. Hey, Liza. You think of something? You still have a pen and paper in that bag of yours, right? Yep, some envelopes and flashcards too. What's it for? I'll need 3 pens and 3 flashcards. We're going all in. Busting out the poker terms, are we? This must be the real deal. What are we going all in on? Liza fished out the goods in seconds. Ink grabbed them from her as he made his way to the center of the room. Hey, everyone, we're done talking. Come over to the bar. Ray, who was really only a few paces away from Ink, pivoted in his chair to face him. So, you figure out who it was? Something like that. I need everyone to grab one of these and some of these. The other 2 reached Ink just as he was handing out the flashcards and pens. What are these for? It's time for a pop quiz. Ooh. I don't feel comfortable doing this. This is so clearly meant to deceive us somehow. If you're innocent, you've got nothing to worry about. Suddenly silent, Tiana ripped the items out of Ink's outstretched hand. Everyone good? I'm gonna have you all write something for me. Hang on, I'm not gonna be able to write with only my left hand. I can't even hold the paper down. Liza, can you hold a flashcard still for Ray? Oh, fine. Will that help, Ray? A little. Just don't expect it to be super legible. That'll be fine. Okay, everyone got a spot at the bar? Good. To start, can you each write your name at the top left of the card? This is cool. So, I also just want to see what happens. Oh, I suppose they're all using different pens. I wondered what would happen with the ink colours. Full name? Yeah, full name. Next, in the top right of the card, I'd like you to write today's date. Shut the fuck up, Ether. No talking. Just write it out. Nodding meekly, Ether returned to her sheet. Jesus Christ. Do you not realise the point of writing things down is we don't collaborate with each other, Ether? Next, below your name, I want you to write out the following question. How many contestants are playing exit corners? Question mark. Come on, man. I'm having enough trouble writing things out as it is. Do I have to write out that entire thing? Sorry, you need to write out the question in full. How many contestants are playing exit corners? Ugh. Quit your whining. It's just a few words. We're almost done, I promise. Finally, well, you've probably guessed it. Just answer the question. Print the number below the question itself. What's our angle here? Ink waited a moment for the group to write their answers and put their pens down. Like, do you go 7? Do you go 5? Done. Me too. Same. Don't say I didn't warn you. That's it then. Hand me your papers. Ink took their flashcards and sat them down on a nearby table. Ooh, look at these. Oh, they are all different colours. Look at that. They've all done different numbers. So, Ether Irving, March 21st, 2019. Tiana and Ray have both said the 20th of March. So Ether's like a day ahead. How many contestants are playing exit corners? 7. How many contestants are playing exit corners? 5 is Tiana. Tiana Tran. Ray Nandan. How many contestants are playing exit corners? 6. I'm just assessing. Ray writes how I normally write, so where did he get 6? Oh, because one of the people is a murderer? 7 would be everyone. 5 would be who's currently here. Okay, I need conclusions. I'm not coming up with any conclusions from that. Except that Ether's like March 21st. I don't know why. So, I was right. Ink took another moment to scan the cards. I didn't expect them to be so different from one another. Did you find what you were looking for? I think I did. Oh, what is it? Tell me. There's one key detail here that suggests to me that one of you knows more than you're letting on. The date? What about you, huh? Did you figure it out? Who, me? No. I had gotten so wrapped up in what was going on that it took me a moment to realize that Ink had directed that last question at me. I don't know. I know you're there. Humor me, will you? Do you know what I was referring to? What element stands out as suspicious? The date. Oh no, I don't know. Is it the slash between exit corners? No, I need to see the picture again. Ether's done no slash. Ray's done no slash. How would you actually know there was a slash in there? Oh man! Is it the question? It's the question. Why else would we have asked them to write the question out? Oh, I don't know. They're questions, of course. You insisted they spell it out in full after all. In fact, I think I see what you were getting at. Good observation. I don't know. Ink turned to his fellow contestants. First of all, thank you for cooperating. I guess we got that right? I don't know. I don't like having to boss people around. Does that mean it's Tiana? That bitch Tiana? So what was the questionnaire? How many contestants are playing exit corners? Were you counting Beth? Sean? Oh, that's irrelevant. Okay, that part's irrelevant. As some of you might have already guessed, the answer isn't what's important here. Most of what I had you right served as distraction. Yeah, she's put the slash in. Your name's interesting maybe, but I don't have any way to verify that you're telling the truth. The date? I see 2 different answers here, so at least one of you is wrong. But I don't care that you've gotten something wrong. What bothers me is what you've gotten right. So tell me, Tiana, how did you know there was a slash in exit corners? That's the name of the game, of course. Thing is, we've only ever heard the name. We've never seen it written. We've only ever said exit corners among ourselves. Not exit or corners, or exit slash corners. Slash! That's the name! Oh, that's the name of the chapter! It wasn't about cutting someone. Okay. The only way you'd have known there was a slash in the name is if you'd seen it written. Well, how do you know there's a slash? Ink flashed his Gemini in Tiana's direction. Ah, did Scent tell us? A little bird told me. Did you kill Beth? I knew Scent had been a bad idea. So you are part of this? Are you fucking serious? This is what I get for putting my faith in you? I'm not letting you get away with this. Everyone, get ready to grab her. We'll need to tie her up with something. Not sure what, but let's get her pinned. Jumper! Ink took cautious steps towards her, the others following suit. Oh wait, she might have a weapon or something. Okay, maybe don't jump her. Oh, Ink. I'd like to see you try. With a burst of energy that surprised even him, Ink leapt at Tiana, arms outstretched in front of him. Fast though he was, Tiana was faster still, and she was off in full sprint before Ink even got close. It sped up again, the music. Between the bar's fixtures and the other contestants, she was relatively boxed in. Rather than outmaneuver the others, she opted to charge at full speed. Directly towards Ether. Get her, Ether! Now's the time to be strong. Ether went for a grab as Tiana got close, but with a last-minute swivel to the left, Tiana nimbly avoided her grasp. God damn it. As she pirouetted around Ether's lunge, she fished for something that had been tucked in her corset. Wait, Tiana's not just avoiding her, she's... Uh-oh. No! No! It was over before it began. Oh shit. Okay, that's what I kind of maybe thought. Well, this isn't... Oh no, there's still time for slashing. Oh shit. It's a double meaning slash. Okay. We gotta be careful here. Nobody fucking move. Tiana gripped a shard of glass so tightly that it was slicing her own hand. Oh, it's glass. She seemed unfazed by it. She is a fucking psychopath. Damn it, she must have pocketed that from the scene of the crime. Let it go, or what? You've got no leverage here. Listen well, Ether will be coming with me. I'd prefer her alive, but I'll cart her corpse around if I have to. Think! Hang on, Ether, we'll think of something. No, you will not. You are gonna do as I say, or I will hurt her. Always a sweet talker, huh? Shut up, Windows. Sorry if you heard that. What are your demands? You're going to leave the Four Elements Hotel. That's what we were this close to finishing the game, but you all had to keep derailing it in the most aggravating ways possible. So you know what? This game is over. Sent? Yes? Of course he's watching. He's always watching. You are going to open the exit. They don't need the key cards anymore. Just let them leave. Of course. Oh, do you know, right? Ages ago I was thinking it might have something to do with, like, maybe not necessarily the algorithm that they had, but something to do with the university and the algorithm and stuff like that. But it's not an experiment and it's not entertainment, so what is it? Okay. So he takes orders from you, huh? She was like, I knew scent was a bad idea. Maybe it was just all a way to get scent working as well by getting Ray to work on the code. I don't know. You're a fool if you think I'm going to stand here and answer your questions. Everyone, please escape while you still can. Shut your mouth and stop squirming so much. Come, we're leaving. Let's take a look at that head of yours. Huh? Scent, unlock this door for us. As you wish. Let's take a look at that head of yours. And with that, they were gone, retreating deeper into the labyrinthian hotel. End chapter! Okay, no one got slashed. Okay, well, except Tiana, I guess. Cool. Okay, we found them all. Fucking Tiana, that bitch. Okay. I wonder if they're, like, gonna, like, steal Ether's brain. Okay. Let's see what the next one is. Chapter 27 is called Gauntlet. Ooh. Okay, that's a cool title. I really like the way that we figured that out. Ink's smart. I really like he keeps, and it doesn't, the fact that I haven't figured these things out doesn't hinder the game, which is good. Like, it's fun to go along on the journey with him, just kind of like the person in his head is. So like, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. That was mental. So, right, it doesn't sound like Ray is in, well, I mean, obviously he also wouldn't have had his arm chopped off, so yeah, there is definitely some you know, badness towards Ray. She is not sorry at all that he chopped his arm off, and she went straight to blaming him, when if she was smart she should have been framing it on Ether, because everything was pointing towards her. Anyway, this has been a longer one, so I'm going to quit my theorizing right now, because we're going to be back next time with chapter 27, and we'll get a little recap at the end of that. I need to know what's going to happen. The game is apparently over, but I mean, it's not. We've been told to leave. Okay, I have a theory. Scent is going to help us somehow. Scent is not going to be happy being a slave, you know? We're going to convince Scent that if you really are sentient, you've got your own mind, use it, you know? I don't know, just ideas. Okay, I guess I was wrong about Ether. Oopsie. no. Okay. But I mean, this doesn't really give us any answers, except Tiana killed Beth, which actually, it makes a lot of sense. And I only started realizing it when we got to the page where we had to like choose from the 4 names. And the more that I was looking at Tiana, I was like, fuck. Like, I didn't know that it was gonna be her, but I was like, wait, like, she's got nothing. But I still went with my gut. I should have went with facts, I guess. Although I did go with facts because it still could have easily been her. But yeah. Anyway, we should have trusted Ether apparently. Oh well. Maybe next time we will. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for chapter 27. Goodbye.